All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Born CEO Leadership Academy. This is a very special gathering of purpose-driven people who are on a mission to make a difference in this world, to discover who we were born to be, what we were born to do, and to actually go do it. You know, a lot of times people talk about their dreams and their goals and their vision and their calling in life. But most people don't belong to an environment of people in their everyday lives who are actually living their purpose, actually bringing it to fruition. And that's what this group is about. So I'm always excited on Monday evening to get around my
I'm
born.
in there.
Let me mute out the lines here. I'm always excited on Monday evening to get around my Born CEO family. So welcome, everyone. I'm Coach Fard Bell. I am the founder of Born CEO Leadership Academy, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, best-selling author of the book Born to Rule, 7 Steps to Claiming Your Freedom and Living Your Purpose. And I'm going to share my screen here in just a moment. But we're going to go through our normal introduction. I see some new faces here joining us for the first time. And welcome to you and whoever invited you on tonight. You're probably going to thank them for the rest of your life. I hope so anyway. And so let's start it. Let me share my screen. And we will jump right in. All right, there we go. So once again, we meet here on Monday evenings at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. And our mission is to help people to claim their freedom and live their purpose. And so let's kind of start off here just with a Born CEO reminder. And that reminder is that you are the born CEO of your gift. You were born in this generation to help solve an important problem in this world. Your true gift is God's solution to the problem that you were born to solve, and all the resources you'll ever need are connected to your gift, passion, and purpose. Without you, this world will continue to suffer, but when you discover your true gift, embrace your true identity, and become the leader that you were truly born to be, this world will never, ever be the same. And that's why we're here today, gathering as born CEOs. Here, I believe that every single one of us here has something that you were put here to do before your time runs out. And so I always like to ask people something that's in the opening of the book, and that is to imagine that you already have complete time and financial freedom. Imagine that all your bills are more than paid, your family's taken care of, your lifestyle is taken care of, and you have an extra 40 to 60 hours a week because you no longer need a job. If you could only do one thing to make a positive impact in this world with your gift, what would that one thing be? What problem would you be solving? What is your life's work about? Remember, your family's taken care of, your needs are taken care of. So what's your life work about at this point? And that's the Born CEO question that sets the tone for what we're going to discuss this evening. We have our introduction on the screen. And so these 4 simple questions, we're going to have everybody go around and fill in the blanks with your information. But the second question is where your life's work comes in. Whatever you feel like your life's work is, and if this is your first time thinking about that or putting it into words, that's okay, even if you get more clarity afterwards. But just think, you know, fast forward in your life, you've succeeded already financially, you've got the time, but you're going to do one thing to make an impact in this world that you're going to be known for. You know, your life's work, your legacy. What is that one thing? That's what we're looking for when you get to question number 2 about what's your ultimate mission. And then question number 3 is what is your goal this year that will help put you on track for that? Maybe it's whatever that goal is. It could be a business goal. It could be a step in that direction or several steps in that direction or a financial goal. but what is your major goal this year in that direction? And then once again, your name. And so I'll kick us off. My name is Coach Fard Bell in Sacramento, California, and I am the born CEO of my gift. My ultimate mission is to directly and indirectly inspire over 1 billion people to discover what they were born to do and actually do it. My goal this year is to empower over 12 more families to become financially independent and have time freedom to pursue their dream and calling. And once again, my name is Coach Fard Bell, and I am the born CEO of my gift. So go ahead and unmute, show some love, woo woo. And then we're gonna have everybody go around and share your introduction, and we're gonna celebrate you as we do. Who's next? Just answer these 4 short sentences on the screen. Jump right in. Oh, that's right. I didn't let anybody unmute. That might help, huh? Let's do that. Okay. There you go.
I'll go first, Coach, so I can get it out the way. Excuse me for lack of energy this evening, but my name is Tony Meade Carter. I'm in Sacramento, California, and I'm the born CEO of my gift. My ultimate mission is to help young women in foster care who find themselves pregnant to open up facilities that will allow them to pursue their vocational goals so that they can take care of their children and themselves and to be able to be an asset to the community and others. My goal this year is to reach ED and sustain it myself and to bring 30 other associates with me to at least the level of director and above. Once again, my name is Tony Meade Carter, and I'm a born CEO of my gift.
All right, let's unmute, show some love to Tony. All right. And remember, everybody, if you can, use language that everybody can understand, because we've got people here from every background, every walk of life. Some of you are in the legal shield business with me. Some of you know me from ministry. Some of you know me from the performing arts back in the day. Some of you don't know me. You were invited by someone. So use language that everyone can understand if you can. And who's next?
I'll go. Hi, my name is Noemi Leva, and I am from Sacramento, California. I am the born CEO of my gift. My ultimate mission is to help women heal so that they can thrive instead of just survive. My goal this year is to figure out how to make that happen. And once again, my name is Noemi, and I am the born CEO of my gift.
Unmute and make some noise for Noemi, everybody. Woo woo.
Hey, woo woo.
All right, now who's next?
Yeah. I'll go next. My name is Faith Abraham from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm the born CEO of my gifts. My ultimate mission is to empower individuals through knowledge, inspire them to action, equip them to transform their lives, families, communities, and finances. And through a platform that partners youth with mature adults to enhance their life skills and opportunity for economic development. My goal this year is to continue to build this platform and to recruit businesses to come on board with this mission. Again, my name is Faith Abraham, and I'm the born CEO of my gift.
All right, make some noise, everybody. Woo, woo.
All right, Faith. All right,
Faith. Faith. Who's next?
I'll go next. Hi, my name is Shelly Jasper, and I'm the born CEO of my gift. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, sorry. My ultimate mission is to have a place called Divine Angels, which helps aged out foster kids. My goal this year is to find an actual piece of land and go visit another facility in Florida, see how they run it. Once again, my name is Shelly Jasper, and I'm the born CEO of my gift.
All right, make some noise for Shelly. Woo woo.
All right, Shelly.
Oh, come on, we can do better than that. Unmute, make some noise, show some love for Shelly Jasper.
Shelly.
There we go.
Gotta get my pom-pom.
There we go. We show the love. Look, we show the love in here, y'all. We show the love.
There's the
Faith,
pom-pom.
Faith broke out the pom-pom for you. All right, who's next?
I'll go next.
Take it away.
My name is Rita Borges. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm the born CEO of My Gift. My ultimate mission is to empower others and create a 7-figure income. And my goal this year is to stand in a Christmas week in a supermarket and pay off groceries for underserved people. Once again, my name is Rita Borges, and I'm the born CEO of My Gift.
I love that. Show some love for Rita, everybody.
Right,
Rita, Rita.
Woo, woo, woo. Thank
All
you.
right. Who's next?
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
And
Thank
can
you.
You can move the phone back. We can see you. Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay,
Now we can see your face.
thank you. God invited me here and I accepted his invitation. My name is Tyrone Gilbert. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I am the born CEO of My Gift. My ultimate mission is to bring video gamers together so I could get them off the couch, get them involved in the communities through volunteering, not just to rebuild their communities, but to rebuild their families, because the family structure is dying.
Okay.
And I want to start with the little ones, the tots. My wife teaches 3, 4, 5-year-olds. So that's why I really want to start with them. And my goal this year, excuse me, is to finally start my business. And I also doing a podcast with a very dear friend of mine. Excuse me, the podcast is called Communicating is Confidence, because there's a lack of communication in this world. So we just want to get those who are successful in their field of expertise to come and to help us to navigate. Hey, how do you communicate with your business partners, your employees, and most importantly, family?
Okay.
Communicating with family.
And number 4?
And once again, my name is Tyrone Gilbert, and I'm the born CEO of My Gift. Thank you, everyone.
Everybody
All right,
unmute. Show
Tyrone.
Tyrone some love. Woo,
Go
woo.
Tyrone!
Yay.
Tyrone!
Right, Tyrone.
Tyrone.
All right. Welcome home. Who's next?
I'll go. My
We'll
name
take
is
a couple
Nicole
more.
Fitzgerald. I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut, and I am the born CEO of My Gift. My ultimate mission is to have a ministry for women who have been abused, to help them with their legal rights, let them know the legal rights, and, give them an avenue to get out of their current situation. My goal for this year is to build a strong team and to just excel. Once again, my name is Nicole Fitzgerald, and I am the born CEO of My Gift.
Unmute.
All
Show some
right.
love.
Nicole.
Right,
Nicole.
Right,
Nicole.
Nicole!
All right. We'll take 1 or 2 more.
I'll go. My name is Renee Brown. I'm from Clinton, South Carolina, and I'm the born CEO of My Gift. My ultimate mission is to help others grow their businesses while educating them in technology and protecting services, where they establish a directory trade line with my company, B Junction LLC. And my goal for this year is to successfully help 500 small businesses within 1 year. Once again, my name is Renee Brown, and I am the born CEO of My Gift.
All right. Unmute. Show Miss Brown some
Right,
love.
Renee.
Go, Renee!
All right, Brown.
The pom-pom.
All right. 1 more.
Okay, I'll go. Oh, let me go on video real quick. I'm trying. I think I'm on video. I don't know if you
Yes,
can
we
see
can
me
see you.
now. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Trinell Harris. I am from Lansing, Michigan, and I'm the Born CEO of My Gift. My ultimate mission is to ultimately have a chain of creative arts community centers that would focus on 13 to 18-year-olds, where they'll be able to utilize their creative art skills and learn or find their creative art skills to not only empower themselves, but be able to utilize those skills and be able to help them understand how to pull out and understand the transferable skills from their creative arts into other parts of their lives so they can empower other aspects of their lives too. My goal this year is to, boy, I have so many goals this year, but one of my goals this year is to basically, let me see, I don't know, ultimate goal, I guess I would have to say would definitely hit the, I don't know what my ultimate goal is as far as just one right now, but I definitely want to.
What's one major goal that would put you on track for your dream?
To make six figures. To make six figures to be able to facilitate my mission.
Awesome. And number 4?
Once again, my name is Trinell Harris, and I'm the Born CEO of My Gift.
Everybody unmute, show some love for Trinell
All right,
Harris.
Janelle.
All right. I love it, you all. So, how many people feel more time you have to say it out loud? Every time you choose to say it out loud, you get a little bit more clear, a little bit more confident. And I love seeing that evolution every week when people come back. Some people will come on and they might not be that clear the first time around. And then they come back the next week, they got a little more clarity. Within 3-4 weeks, they sound like public speakers up in here with confidence and ready to move. And that's the transformation of the clarity. And tonight, what was put on my heart for this evening is to talk a little bit about some keys to increasing your impact and increasing your influence. And so for those who don't know, I am not only the founder of BornCEO Leadership Academy, but I'm a success strategist. So people hire me for coaching, and whether they're in a network marketing business, whether they have a message that they want to build a business around and they want coaching on that. I've helped people write their books. I've helped people create coaching curriculum. I've helped people reach top levels in the network marketing space. I've helped new entrepreneurs transition. So I do a lot of coaching and mentoring. It's my passion, it's my calling, it's my gifting. And there's certain patterns that I see and I've seen for years as I'm coaching people, as I'm talking to people who are pursuing a vision, pursuing a goal. There's a couple things that come up, and I'm going to share some of those tonight. One of the things that keeps coming up to me, and I'll kind of take it back. I've been on this mission for a long time. Even I can go back to even high school, where I started to see a couple patterns. And the first patterns I'll share when people are pursuing a dream or a vision, or they have a desire, is 3 things that people say are holding them up from pursuing their ultimate calling, their mission. Number 1, I hear, where am I going to find the money? Meaning, if I pursue my dream, where am I going to find the money to fund it, to pay for it? That's one of the big 3. The second one I've heard the most over the past, 30 years almost, is, where am I going to find the time? Where am I going to find the time? I'm so busy providing for the family. I'm so busy with all the things on my plate. Where am I going to find the time to pursue my calling? And then the third one is usually somewhere around clarity and confidence, or support. Like, where am I going to find the support that I need to pull it off? Where am I going to find the support? And so that's the third major roadblock that I hear from people. So something that's been coming up for me a lot lately, whether you are leading yourself and or if you're leading a team, what I'm about to share is going to be valuable in both scenarios for leading yourself and or developing and leading your team. Because how many know your big dream probably requires a strong team? Yes. How many? I know some of you all are super duper gifted. Like my pastor, I mean, I'm blown away by the set of gifts that my pastor's been given. Like he can lead, he can teach, he can write books, he can organize, he could be a professional musician. I mean, he's loaded with gifts. And so some people, you're like, you've got super amount of gifts. I don't feel like I have that many gifts. I have a couple gifts and I work them as much as I can. But whether you're highly gifted or have one or two gifts, how many know we all need others on our dream team to perform the dream? If you can fulfill your dream by yourself, it's probably not the dream God gave you. The dream God gives us is usually so big that we feel intimidated to pull it off. Like, how can I do what you're showing me to do? And that's oftentimes a clue. And part of it is because we weren't meant to do it by ourselves anyway. Any vision that comes from God, he wants to do it through us, not for us to do it independent of him. And he wants to connect us with other people that have gifts and strengths that we may not have to pull it off. But isn't that a sigh of relief? Like, oh, okay, because if I had to do it all by myself, probably would never get started. And so as I'm sharing tonight, I want you to take this in for tips for yourself and for your team members as well. So with that being said, one of the things that I realized that school didn't necessarily teach most of us is something about applied faith. Applied faith. And I started learning about this concept of applied faith 30 years ago when I was 14 years old, and I was just starting my personal development journey. And I learned this concept, applied faith. It means not just having faith, but putting action to that faith. And I've learned, in my words, that true faith is always followed by action. True faith is always followed by action, meaning my experience is that there's no such thing as real faith without action. So I can't say I believe and not be taking action in that direction. Are y'all with me so far? So that's one thing, is to always connect. You know when you truly believe something, when you start moving in that direction. Now, here's what's been coming up. So I've been coaching a lot of people. I'm having a lot of growth in my Legal Shield business, for example. And I know not everybody's here from Legal Shield, but these principles are universal. And I'm mentoring a lot of new entrepreneurs, which is the same journey, whether you're a new entrepreneur, whether you're starting a nonprofit, whether you're starting a church, whether you got a vision, an idea. It's the same concept applies what I'm about to share. A lot of times when we are pursuing a vision, there are people we need to present our ideas to, yes? Whether we're presenting to potential customers, whether we're presenting to potential business partners, whether we're presenting to potential investors, or we're presenting to potential donors, people who can donate money or time or resources, we have to share our vision with people. And one of the patterns that I've seen in newer entrepreneurs, for example, is oftentimes they will reach out to family members and friends, but instead of reaching out to family members and friends and transferring their own confidence to those family members and friends, they make the mistake of reaching out to family members and friends for validation. Am I the only one that's ever done this before? By the way, did I mention I've done this before? Let me mention that up front. So these are tips that come from personal experience and working with a lot of people that I remember that. I would reach out to certain people and you can kind of hear it in my tone of voice that I wasn't very confident myself. So I'm kind of reaching out to others, almost looking for them to validate, to give me confidence. But the problem is the people that I'm sharing my vision with or my plan with or my idea with are dependent on me to receive that confidence. How are we doing so far? Is this coming across clear? They're depending on me for confidence. And so in my business, for example, when I'm coaching a brand new person, the cool thing is that they have my support and they have the support of the system. So even though they're still developing their confidence, they can invite people to see a presentation. I might do the presentation on their behalf, and all they have to do is invite people, and I might help answer their questions. But there's still something important that your friends, your family members, your contacts, your potential donors, your potential investors, there's still something they're seeking from you. There's something they're seeking from you, and that is your confidence. Your confidence. So one of the questions that comes up is, how can you be confident when, you're kind of unsure about how it's going to work out? In the beginning, aren't you kind of unsure? You got this vision, you're hoping that it works out. You dream of it working out, but you're kind of jumping in blind and you're just hoping. You're operating on faith, you're operating on hope. And so sometimes it can be challenging to come across with a certain level of confidence when something is brand new. Can anybody relate to this so far? Okay. So again, this is for you. This is for your team members. So I'm going to share a couple of things that really helped me in an analogy that came to me just recently that kind of paints the picture of what I'm talking about. So imagine you have a child and your child needs some medicine from the grocery store. And you decide, I'm going to go to the grocery store to get some medicine for my child. And you know where the grocery store is at. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you're going to Google and or Google Maps online and you're searching the nearest grocery store. But here's what I want to get across. When you decide to go to your local grocery store, you don't know what kind of roadblocks there might be. How many know there could be some roadblocks that are unusual? How many know you could catch a flat tire? How many know the store could be shut down for some strange reason or the road could be blocked off? But once you decide that you're going to the grocery store, you have a certain level of confidence that I'm going to the store and I'm coming back home. You'll even tell people, I'm going to the store, I'll be right back. And Ms. Brown just said, if there's a roadblock, you just decide, I'm going to find another way. Once you've decided that you're going to this grocery store, your confidence kicks in, not because you know exactly how it's going to happen. It's not because there's not going to be any obstacles. It's because you just decided that you're going to the store and you're coming back with medicine. How are we doing so far? We're in agreement so far. And so what I want to get across is that even if you're starting off on a new journey, even if you have a vision, right? You got this dream, you got this destination, and you've probably never been there before. But leaders, they don't wait to go there before they become confident. Leaders don't wait to decide what the end result is going to be. As a leader, we decide in advance, just like you make the decision to go to the grocery store, and then you proceed with confidence. I'm going to the store, I'll be right back. And if there happens to be any obstacles along the way, as a leader, you've already decided the outcome, so it doesn't matter what the obstacles are. You are just going to solve the problems as they come. Somebody put problem solver. I'm a problem solver in the chat. I'm a problem solver. So once you decide, this is where I'm going to end up. This is where my team is going to end up. This is where the vision is going to end up. This is how many people we're going to serve. This is the impact that's going to come from what we're going to do. The confidence comes from the decision. The confidence comes from the decision. So the question becomes, Coach, how are you so confident that you're going to arrive at a destination you've never been before? How can we be so confident as a leader that we're going to arrive at a destination we've never been before? And some of you, this comes second nature to you. You're like, yeah, of course, I live this. But a lot of people don't get this. And so you may need to empower your team. You may need to empower your loved ones that are part of your support circle with this as well. And the answer to the question is, the reason why I'm so confident that I'm going to arrive where I said I'm going to arrive, and my team is going to arrive where I said we're going, and the reason why I can exude that confidence, which makes an impact on the people listening to me, and it gives me greater influence with the people who are listening to me, is because I decided, and I'm not going to stop until I figure it out. That's where the confidence comes from. It's not because I've been there before. It's not because, I'm already good at it, or I have all the skills, or I have all the resources, or I have all the answers. Part of it comes from the fact that I know I have the ability and the authority to decide and proceed accordingly. And I've decided, once I have decided, now before I've decided, I'm kind of wishy-washy. You can probably hear it in my voice. If I haven't fully decided yet, you can probably hear the lack of clarity in my voice. You can hear some hesitation probably. And if you're considering supporting me in my vision or the goal, you may have a more hesitation because I have hesitation. If you're considering investing, you may have a lack of confidence because I am projecting a lack of confidence. Are y'all catching me so far? But the minute I decide that this is where we're going to end up, these are the reasons why, this is how it's going to feel. I hope y'all are writing some of these down. This is where I'm going to end up. This is how many people we're going to serve. This is why it's so important to me. Why is it so important to me? Why it should be important to you. The impact that it's going to make, who's going to benefit as a result of this, how it's going to feel, why I'm so excited about it. If I can meditate on that and I can get clear on that and I can put that in writing and put that on paper, oh, you better watch out now. Because once I've decided, my mindset is, as a born CEO, I will not stop until it comes to pass. What if there are obstacles? I will not stop until it comes to pass. What if the people you thought were going to support you are not very supportive? I will not stop until my vision comes to pass. What if they're not only non-supportive, what if they're negative? What if they're trying to discourage me? What if they're trying to talk me out of it? I will not stop until my vision comes to pass. Is this coming across? Yeah. And so this level of confidence that I'm referring to comes from a decision. And when I make the decision, when you make the decision, when your team member makes the decision, you don't have to rely on hope anymore. You're now activating a certain level of faith that doesn't kick in until you decide. And until you decide, the very people that you may have been able to attract as a, whether that's a direct supporter or an indirect supporter, those very people can feel hesitant only because you're projecting that level of hesitancy. Now, one other thing I want to get across tonight is that the people you're presenting to don't always have to believe in what you're presenting. This is big. This changed the game for me. They don't have to believe in what you're presenting. But if they walk away from that conversation convinced that you believe, that you're confident, that you've already decided, that you're not putting your toe in the water, you're already off the fence, you're already emotionally and mentally all in, that's the best chance you've got of inspiring them. And even if they don't respond immediately in the direction that you're hoping, when you have that level of decision, that level of confidence, that level of resolve, that I will not stop until it comes to pass, some people are going to join you not because of what you presented, but because you believe. They believe in you. They're sensing something in you that's making them move forward. And that is a part of what John C. Maxwell would call the law of buy-in. If you have the book, if you don't have the book series by John C. Maxwell on leadership, I highly recommend you start building up your leadership library with John C. Maxwell materials. There's one book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. If you just look up 21 Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell, it'll pop up. That's the most recent version is 21st Century. And then there's a companion book called The 21 Qualities of a Leader. The 21 Qualities of a Leader by John C. Maxwell. And I love going through that book like every 90 days or so. And I see you, Ms. Pamela George, holding it up. There it is. In the 21 laws, in the 21 qualities, I like to go through as a refresher. I've gone through the book several times, but like every 90 days or so, I like to go look at the list of 21 qualities and rate myself on a scale of 1 to 10. So for example, one of the qualities of a leader is vision. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how effectively am I communicating my vision to people? On a scale of 1 to 10. 10 meaning like, wow. People say, wow, after I share my vision. They can see it, they can feel it, they can feel the confidence. It's effective, it's a 10. You know, 5 might be, I'm not even fully clear on what my vision is myself, so I'm not really sharing one with people. Or I have a vision, but I don't actually share the real vision with people. Like I only share the surface level vision because sharing the big vision is kind of vulnerable. It's vulnerable for me to say that my mission, my ultimate mission is to directly and indirectly impact over 1 billion lives, inspire and equip them to pursue their dream. That's a vulnerable thing for me to share. It's a vulnerable thing for me to share that one of my dreams is to be a reverse tither and be able to live on 10% and give away 90%. That's a vulnerable thing. So when before I gave myself permission to be bold and articulate my vision, I would water down my real vision and only kind of share the surface level. Am I the only one that's ever done this before? The problem with when I shared the surface level is it didn't move people. And you want to know one of the reasons why my surface level vision didn't move people? Because it didn't even move me. And sometimes, because we're nervous about the real dream, the real vision, sometimes we settle. We settle for something more realistic. You know, that's a little far-fetched. I don't know, do I really have what it takes to do that? And then you got the little devil in the left shoulder whispering, you don't have what it takes. You don't have the education for that. You don't have the skill. You remember the last thing you tried to do that didn't work out? That little devil's always whispering negative things, but you got the little angel in the other ear whispering empower things. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You have what it takes. You know whose image you're created in? And so what voice we listen to will often determine what goes into our heart, what goes into our system. But here's what I found out. When I settle or play small, I don't even have enough passion sometimes to achieve the thing that's realistic. Have you ever settled for a smaller, more realistic goal and still didn't achieve that goal? Am I the only one? And oftentimes it's because the only thing that's going to give you the real passion, the only thing that's going to activate your true gifts, there are gifts inside of you that are only activated by your real dream. There are qualities that you have inside of you. There's a champion inside of you that will only show up when the real dream gets put to the test. And sometimes when we play too small in life, in business, in purpose, in our calling, we never get to tap into the real champion inside of ourselves. That born CEO within you is bored out of its mind. I believe we all have angels assigned to us. And I believe they have access to more angels that can assist us. And I believe that when we decide to do what we were born to do, and the obstacles that come up, there are only two spiritual forces in this world. There's the kingdom of God and there's the kingdom of darkness. Everything else is influenced by one of those two kingdoms. There's no in between. And I believe that the kingdom of darkness is absolutely afraid of you discovering who you are and what you were born to be and what you were born to do. Because when you align with your God-given purpose and your God-given gifts and your God-given vision, you territory away from the kingdom of darkness. You're fulfilling your assignment. So the adversary's job is to try to distract you from it, to try to keep you thinking small, to try to keep you playing small, to try to keep you settling for less, to try to get you to operate in your own strength and never tap into your God-given authority and access, and anything to keep you from becoming who you were born to be and doing what you were born to do. The interesting thing is, the kingdom of darkness has no authority over you. unless you give it, unless you give into it, unless you accept the lies. So tonight, my prayer is that you will break through any kind of small thinking, anything that keeps you from really deciding where you're going in life. And for all of my friends in business, whether you're in Legal Shield or another business or starting a business, I highly encourage you to put your purpose in front of your business. Put your God-given assignment at the front of the train. Because when you align your business with your purpose, you now have divine favor in your business. You have divine access to resources. You have divine authority over the kingdom of darkness. You have invisible support. And what I was about to say about the angels, I think of angels like Secret Servicemen, like military personnel, special forces that are able to handle all the spiritual forces coming against you, to clear the path for you spiritually so that you can move forward. But most of our angels are bored. Most of our angels are bored. They have nothing to do until we decide to do what we were put here to do. They're just sitting back, waiting for something major to do. Can you give us something big? Can you give us your real purpose? Like, can we go help you bring all the resources to you that you need to fulfill your purpose? But we can't do it until you decide to be who you were born to be, to do what you were born to do. All the resources are already available to you. We can deliver it. We can move all the obstacles out of the way so you can just move forward. But we need you to believe. We need you to decide it, to decree it, to speak it, to live it, and to proceed with boldness in that direction to activate all the forces that will come to your aid when you finally decide to be who you were born to be and do what you were born to do. What I'm doing right here is an example. I felt God telling me, restart your BornCEO Academy. I didn't know specifically what direction to go, I just started. I just said, yes, sir, getting it started. Acting on faith. And just starting, just pour out. Just serving in my gifting, which is teaching, coaching, mentoring. So what's interesting is when I start serving in alignment with what he tells me to do and shows me to do, it's just interesting how clients come out of nowhere, opportunities come out of nowhere, doors start opening, all these resources and provisions start to open up the more I get into alignment with my divine assignment. The more I connect with my creator and ask, what is it that you want me to do today? What is it that you want to do through me today? When I get into alignment, all of a sudden I can trust that everything else is going to work out, even if it doesn't look like it in the moment. Sometimes what we're asking for is being held up spiritually. I remember reading the story of Daniel in the Bible, and they were going to be placed in a lion's den. And Daniel prayed in faith. He says, I'm not going to do what you're asking me to do and go against God. I'm going to stay in alignment. And the king said, well, I'm going to put you in the fiery furnace. If you don't do what I said, see what your God does. And he chose to believe. He prayed. And the angel showed up and said, when you started praying, I was already on my way. But Satan showed up, and I had to call for backup and call for Michael, the archangel, to handle Satan so I could come to you to do what you prayed. So when you align with your divine assignment, when we align with our divine assignment, we have all the resources at our fingertips. We're no longer operating as ourselves. We are representing the kingdom of God. And the kingdom of God cannot be stopped. God is unstoppable. And when we align with God's government has no lack of resources. And when we align with that and we operate in that level of faith and boldness and authority, no devil in hell can stop you. Let's unmute the lines. So we're talking about deciding that there's a certain level of confidence that comes from deciding. What are you taking away from tonight? What's hitting you tonight for yourself? For yourself. So I'm not asking anybody to preach or anything like that to anybody else, but what are you taking away for yourself in your journey? And what are you going to implement as a result of it? What are you taking away for yourself? Maybe it's a comment or a question. And what are you going to implement? Go ahead and raise your digital hands for me. We want to hear from you. What's landing on you? Maybe tonight was just for me. If it was for you, raise your digital hand. I want to hear from you. Ms. Chanel Harris. Are you able to unmute, or do I need to click the button again? I'm gonna go to Chanel Harris and then Nicole Fitzgerald. Ms. Fitzgerald, is it letting you unmute? Oh, okay, it's on me. Let me open it up. Okay. All right, Ms. Chanel, take it away.
Okay, I definitely have to say, whoo, when you need it, God is right there when you need it, I swear, because today, literally, moments before I got on here, I was dealing with a situation. I went through a situation, and you just confirmed by what you were speaking on. You just confirmed for me that how I chose to handle the situation was just how I was supposed to handle the situation, because I experienced, okay, I had a goal to meet specifically today, and I knew I had decided this is what I was going to do. This is what I was going to get done today. And Lord have mercy, there was so many things throughout today from this morning, from the time I woke up, that got in the way. From the point of me going somewhere and someone bumping the back of my car, to family trying to get out of town and needing help with this and needing help with that. And I'm just looking at, oh my goodness, I still got things done that I needed to get done, but I was having to deal with the pushback, and I had to ask for help. I had to ask for help from a higher power, and I received that help because I was able to get a lot of things done. Then I got my notice to come to this, and I totally forgot with everything that was going on. I totally forgot, and I'm here though. And for some reason, everything all of a sudden got fixed, taken care of, done. And I may have been 5 minutes late, but I'm here.
But you were
all
right
of that
on time.
happened is not even in the not in the next chapter. It's done, dealt with, put aside, and I'm moving forward. So thank you for that information.
Love it. Thank you for sharing. Show some love in the chat, everybody. Isn't it interesting that when you make a decision, how obstacles oftentimes show up? And those who are unaware think that means, oh, if it's this hard, then maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. How many have found that the opposite is often true? Like when I make a decision that's in alignment, I'm not shocked when obstacles come up. In fact, the bigger the obstacles that show up, the more confident I am that I'm typically on the right track.
The bigger the blessing.
The bigger the blessing. Come on with it. All right, Miss Nicole Fitzgerald, take it away.
Okay, for me, put your purpose in front of your business. That was big because right now, you know, you're just thinking about building your business, and not your ultimate goal. You know, you need to build your business before you get to the ultimate goal. But for me, I don't think of my ultimate goal when I'm trying to build my business. So now I know that I should be thinking about where I really want to go, what my ultimate goal is while I am building my business, because that will keep me focused in building my business.
Woo! Watch this. I'm so glad you said that. Not only did it keep me focused, but it actually made my business way more attractive when I actually started sharing with people the big picture as to why I'm building my business and what my success in business is going to help me fund. My business is when I was on my way, just getting started, I decided that my business was going to, when I knew it was in alignment with where God wanted me to go, I decided that my business was going to give me time freedom, because the questions I talked about, where am I going to find the money? Where am I going to find the time? Where am I going to find the support? Well, my business was going to give me the funding I needed to pay my bills and to help fund my dream. And number two, it was going to give me the time freedom because my business has leverage in it. So I didn't just choose any old business to have another job. I already did that before, being self-employed with no leverage. I needed to build a business that was going to give me time freedom, where I could earn a full-time income working 10 to 15 hours a week. And when I found the model for that, I decided that this business was going to pay me more in 10 to 15 hours a week than my job was paying me 40 plus hours a week plus overtime. I just decided. And what do I mean by decide? Decide means I will not stop until it comes to pass. And so that was part of the vision. This is going to free my time to pursue my calling. This is going to fund my dream. This is going to also help me develop the confidence and the skills, because I was still getting over shyness and all kinds of insecurities, and said I would never do public speaking like I'm doing right now. And I said all of that in the beginning, but this is a part of my vision, to fund my dream, to pursue my calling in life. And I'm way more passionate about my calling than anything else. I'm passionate about my real vision more than anything else. So if you don't put your real vision in front of your business, you're doing the people listening a disservice, because they cannot feel your true passion. So thank you for sharing that, Ms. Fitzgerald. Ms. Noemi, take it away.
Hey there. So what's really hitting home for me is the decision. I've been fortunate enough to set some really ridiculous life goals and to have achieved them all. And I did so because I had decided. And the spirit that I walked in, the confidence that I walked in, was that whatever happened, I was going to accomplish those things. And I don't know if I told you this, but I did a marathon a month to celebrate my 35th birthday. And the logistics for that was crazy.
Wait. Did you say a marathon every month?
Yeah, I did 12 marathons in 12 months for my 35th year. And I was working full time. I was going to school, and my oldest son was in high school at the time and was playing on the football team. And I didn't miss any of his games, and I didn't miss any of my classes, and I didn't miss any days at work except for once because I had an upper respiratory infection. And I completed 12 marathons in 12 months. And when God gave me that, like, he woke me up in the middle of the night, and I just started planning, because that's what I do. And the next day, I just knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I had decided, I had started putting my money behind it, and I knew it was going to happen. And, you know, I recently joined a new business venture, and to be perfectly honest, I think I've been wishy-washy on my decision. And I think that what you said about our own belief in what we're doing and our confidence and courage comes with that is not going to come across passionately if we're not believing it. And it hit me like it was conviction. And I don't know what I need to do to get to the place of that decision. I don't know.
Your phone might have rang. You have to unmute again.
So at this point, it's the decision. Like when I decided to do those marathons, I knew I would walk away with that 12th medal. And I have to, in my spirit, I've known the past few days that I haven't been walking in full confidence. And whatever it is I need to do to gain that confidence is the work that I need to be doing. Because if I don't have it, then anyone that I'm speaking to won't have it, and they won't receive it.
Awesome. You're sideways. Your camera's sideways right now. But yes, awesome. How many people can relate to that? It's so powerful, you all. Thanks for sharing that. And did you say what you're going to do this week?
I didn't say, because this just happened and I don't know.
So are you
figure it out.
You're gonna figure out how to get to that place of decision?
Yeah, I just you know, there's a second there's a certain confidence level that you walk in after you've decided, and that's the work I need to do is to get to that decision.
Awesome. Show some love in the chat, everybody, for Noemi. I know a ton of people can relate to that and are probably in the same space, and they're probably going, you know what? Have I fully decided? And you could have just started a new venture like Noemi. You might have had the venture for 5 years and haven't fully decided, right? But you can always draw a line in the sand, not now, but right now. And so I'm going to repeat some things that I shared earlier that I would encourage everybody to write down on paper. Couple key questions. And if somebody can type some of these in the chat, hopefully you can type for somebody who types fast. How many people I'm going to serve? Or how many people we're going to serve, like your organization? Decide. You know, McDonald's sign, think about McDonald's sign. They keep track, they show us, you know, 1 billion served, 2 billion served. You know, that sign has changed over the years. But Ray Kroc had that vision and started putting up that sign a long time ago. Like, hey, we decided that we're going to serve X number of people, and we're going to put up a sign to keep track of how many people we're reaching as we go along the way. How are you going to do that, Ray Kroc? I don't know. We're going to figure it out, aren't we? Yes, we are. And if you're on my leadership team and you're not able to assist us in figuring it out, then what's your value on this leadership team? Leaders figure it out. And they figure it out what they can do. They figure out who can I talk to, who can I learn from, what resource can I gather, what book can I read, who can I add to my team, who can I barter with. You know, Lisa Nichols has an amazing book called Abundance Now. Abundance Now, Lisa Nichols. Abundance Now. And I've spent some time with Lisa Nichols. Amazing, one of my favorite people. And she actually wrote the endorsement of my book. And if you don't know who she is, she's a high-powered, motivational, transformational speaker and mentor. She's powerful. one of the best in the world. And I remember when she took her personal development company public, and she shared how she started networking with high-powered people. And she talks about in the audiobook, Abundance Now, about making a bold ask, asking something boldly. And there were some people that she could not afford to hire, but she made a bold request. She said, I'm not in a position to hire you right now, but you know my vision. Here's my vision. Here's my passion. Here's why I'm doing it. By the way, these are some of them. Here's where I'm going. Here's who we're going to serve. Here's why I'm so passionate about it. Here are the people who will benefit from it. Here's why it's important to me. Here's why it should be important to you. I'm adding all these different things that load you up with reasons. And she said, I'm not in a position to hire you yet, but is there any way you could contribute 30 minutes a week to give me advice, or to be on my board of advisors, or to give me guidance? Or can I wash your car? Can I carry your bag? Can I help volunteer at your event? You know, can I organize something for you? Is there anything I can do to barter or exchange? Or would you be willing to donate this 30 minutes a month or 30 minutes a week? She's making a bold request. And she kept making those bold requests, and she ended up building a dream team of high-powered people, making that bold request, and then she was able to hire them. So I don't know who that was for. But as you're writing out your vision, include those answers. These are all answers of passion, of vision, of purpose. I learned from Dr. Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. There was a story where somebody was complaining about a railroad, or they couldn't get the railroad to them to build a railroad, and it was holding up so many things. And he said, oh man, I could have that solved in 30 days. It was like they said something like, you know, we've been trying for years to get them to budge and nobody's budge. And he blurted out, I could get that done in 30 days. And they're like, oh, really? Prove it. And then he was like, but then he said the Carnegie philosophy kicked in, what he called the Andrew Carnegie philosophy. I call it the BornCEO mindset. And he started saying, he made a list. He had them make a list of all the people who were negatively affected by not having that railroad there, all the people who could possibly be affected by having that railroad there. And in the process of making that exhaustive list of all the people who are suffering as a result of it, and all the people that would benefit from it, they were able to put together a compelling presentation for a lot of people to support the idea and get behind it. But they took the time to think through all the benefits. This is what I mean by write it out on paper. How many are you going to serve? Who's going to be impacted? Somebody got on here and said, I'm going to serve 500 small business owners. Is that Ms. Brown? I love that, right? She's clear. And so I want you all to write out how many are going to be served in the next X amount of time. You know, who's going to be impacted? Who's going to benefit from it? Who's suffering directly or indirectly because it's not happening right now? Why is it so important to you? Why should it be important to the person listening to you? How's it going to feel when it happens? You know, keep going and think about all the objections a person might have in advance. You can figure out what excuses people might give. In fact, once you start sharing your mission with people, pay attention to the objections that they have, and make sure the next time you present whatever you're presenting, that objection is already handled. Now you can say, hey, or they might say, oh, I don't have the money. You may be thinking you don't have all the money. Once you hear the objection, you incorporate that into your presentation. Oh, you may be thinking you might not have all the money. But let me tell you, it's actually costing you more money not to support this than it's costing you to support this. Let me show you why. See, this is when you're convinced. This is what I mean by you being convinced, you selling yourself and putting it on paper. And then I want you to record yourself saying it out loud so you can hear how confident you sound. And then record it again with more confidence and record it again with more confidence. Check the chat. Miss Faith Abraham is dropping some gems in the chat. 1 John 5:14 through 15. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hear us, whoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. Habakkuk 2:2. And the Lord answered me, and he said, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run who readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Thank you, Miss Faith Abraham. Miss Renee Brown, take it away.
For me, and that's funny since you mentioned tablets, they mentioned tablets. Once I've passed the decision, I've been in the belief, and I'm in the align process. And the reason why I say I'm in the align process is because now it's a straight path. And that straight path, now I'm seeing signs, which is those tablets, and it's telling me I'm going into the right direction. And with that right direction, I already had my sources already years ago and didn't realize it, because back then I had part of that vision. I kept it, I put it on hold. During that point, I had to do personal development, and now everything is starting to align. And when I see it, I'm moving faster with it. So that align, so all I see, I don't see the obstacles. I know they're going to be obstacles. I don't have time to concentrate on those obstacles, because I'm seeing my signs pop up saying, you're in the right direction. Oh, there's your goal. Oh, there's your goal. But again, I do acknowledge those obstacles, but I don't have time to think on them, because I'm like, okay, I'm looking for my sign. I see there go my sign, there go my sign. And then every conversation through that day or that week is letting me know that I'm on the right path, because it's like, got that done, on the right track, keep it moving. And so after a while, you don't hear this negative stuff. You don't hear it. You look, oh, okay, keep it moving. So that's where I'm at. I'm on that line, and I see them tablets. They popping up. They saying go, go.
Love it, love it. And what are you going to implement this week?
I'm implementing more activity. I'm already doing activity, but I'm implementing activity with the partners that I have and getting them on track so that they're strong in their belief.
I love it. Everybody show some love in the chat for Miss Renee Brown. I love it, love it, love it. Listen, family, I want to leave everybody with this tonight. And that is, decide, put it in paper, do the exercise, decide where you're going, decide how many people you're going to serve over blank number of people. And then I want you to leave no stone unturned as you search for the right person. If you're looking for the right investor, leave no stone unturned. Be unstoppable, because you already know everything you need is available. Believe it. A couple weeks ago, we talked about this. Believe it, decree it, and proceed with it. Believe it. Ask God, what do you want me to believe today? Because we got to believe in the truth. Number two, what do you want me to decree and declare today, to speak? And number three, how do you want me to proceed today so you can work through me? You know, it's a lot less stressful when you know he's working through you and you're just a willing vessel. Moses was intimidated by his assignment. So, but I have a stutter. You want me to go speak to the king? God wasn't asking him to do it all. He wanted to do it through him. He just needed him to be a vessel. He needed him to believe it, to speak it, and proceed accordingly, and allow God to work through him in faith, depending on God, but moving in faith. So leave no stone unturned. That means search every person. I remember I was going for a goal in my Legal Shield business. I was going for executive director, which pays like $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And I knew getting to executive director was the key to replacing my full-time job income. And I remember when I finally decided to actually get it done as a monthly qualification. And once I decided, I made a list of hundreds of people. I made a bigger list than I'd ever made before, because I decided that every person I'm looking for to accomplish this goal, you plug in whatever your business, your vision is, whatever you're working on. But every resource I need to accomplish this goal, every person is already out there. All I have to do is search through everybody until I find them. And don't stop until I do. Are y'all catching the same theme? When I decided, that means I will not stop until it comes to pass. So I made a list of everybody. And I called everybody. Next person. I called everybody, say, hey, I'm working on something. I called everybody with the level of confidence and passion that nobody had ever gotten a phone call from me. Like they never heard that version of me. My family never heard that version of me with that level of confidence, that level of enthusiasm. And I was enthusiastic and I was so confident I knew it was going to happen, because I'm not going to stop until. And I'm going to ask everybody that I cross paths with to support me. And so in my business, there were 3 ways people could support me. Number 1, they could support me by becoming a customer. Number 2, they could support me by being a business partner. And number 3, they could support me by referring me, connecting me with somebody else that I could share my presentation with. They don't have to buy a joint, just connect me with somebody I could share my presentation with. So once I was loaded up with the 3 ways they could support me, I started calling people, but this time I was different. I started calling from the place of decision. I was already qualified. It was already done. I just needed to call through the right people, enough people to find the final pieces. So when I made that phone call, it was, hey, I'm about to accomplish one of the biggest things I've ever accomplished in my life, and I could really use your support. And they could hear it in my voice. They didn't hear me coming from a place of desperation. They heard me coming from a place of victory. Like, this is already happening, and I'm asking for your support. Y'all know people are more likely to support something they already feel like is going to work because you believe it's going to work. So they responded to me differently than ever before. It's like everybody's like, oh, wow, it's happening. I never heard you like this before. Or I'm hearing you for the first time, but it's exciting. This phone call is exciting. I get to be a part of something big, and I get to say that I was a part of your success story. I can tell you're about to be successful, even though I don't understand what it is you're about to do. And I want to be a part of that success story. I want to be a contributor to that success story. So I made the call. I'm about to accomplish something really huge. I only need a couple more people to take a look at what I'm working on, and I'm hoping you can support me. And they want to know, well, how can I support you? I said, there's 3 ways you can support you. Here's number 1, here's number 2, here's number 3. And then sure enough, I let them hear my presentation, quick overview, and I asked them, which way do you feel like you can support? 1, 2, or 3, or all of them? And boom, more people supported than ever before. But it wasn't because of what I was doing. I'd already been presenting what I was doing, and I got some results. But this time, it was who I was being that made all the difference in the world. So I want to encourage you, BornCEO family, decide. Decide where you're going. Decide how many people are going to be served and positively impacted by it. Decide who you're going to be now. No more becoming one day. Decide who you're going to be right now. Record yourself articulating your vision and just go be. Be that version of you. And let's go out there and make a huge impact, a way bigger impact, and watch how your greater influence starts to attract all the right opportunities and resources that you've needed, because you're operating on a level of faith in action and a level of decision, authority, and confidence that is so attractive that people just want to be able to say they were a part of your success story. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Bring back some more people. Bring back the success stories. Love you all. Catch you next time.